Hey, what's going on, Board Game Geeks? This is Brian Hazard here with your Saturday Spasm. Listen, I love board games, and the only thing I love more than board games is more board games. And expansions, if I can have those too. And I can, and I get them, and I love them. So, thanks to Kickstarter, they just recently sent me from Gamelyn Games the newest expansion for Tiny Epic Galaxies, complete with this sweet little holder. Tiny Epic Galaxies Beyond the Black. So Beyond the Black adds some interesting new components and mechanisms to the Tiny Epic Galaxy adventure. It also adds a new playmat, and if you combine it with the old playmat, it's not tiny anymore. It's just an epic galaxy. So I want to show you why I love this, and with the expansion, why I love it more. Come on.
So what do I get in the deluxe Kickstarter edition of Tiny Epic Galaxies Beyond the Black, Brian?
That's a very good question. Thank you for asking, strangely falsetto, disembodied child voice. I'll tell you what you get. In the box for Tiny Epic Galaxies Beyond the Black, you're going to get a number of things that enhance the game. You get a new scorecard that comes with tokens to keep track of score. The scorecard goes all the way up to 30, and you can flip the score token over and keep going if you need extra space for that. You're going to get more secret missions, more planets to put your spaceships upon. And you're going to get another 5 baggies of lovely chips. These are special custom ships. Why are they in bags? Don't you want to see what they look like? Of course you do. Please hold. Bam! There we go. Now, you have 4 special custom ships for each color that you'll be able to swap in for your regular ships by rolling certain icons on the dice. And each time you're able to take one of those ships, you're also going to take a pilot that is going to fly that ship. So I might take this untouchable pilot who's able to fly the Intrepid or the Nexus, and I would put her here, and then I would take that ship, and I would put it into play instead of one of my regular ships, and put my regular ship back over here. Everybody can have up to 4 pilots, and it's cool because not only do they give you special abilities for your ships, each pilot has his own special ability, but they also give you points at the end of the game, and they give you these badges. These badges are a new mechanic in the game, and they are combined with the badges you might find by exploring unexplored space. A new option in the game, where you can put one of your ships on here with a move ship action, and then you can start flipping unexplored space discs, cards if you will, and you flip them over, and if you succeed at getting them, you get a point, and you'll get more badges that are going to be worth points at the end of the game. At the end of the game, whoever has the most of each type of badge is going to get, I think, 3 points. And if you're in second place, you get 2 points. But in a 2-player game, there are no points for second place. You're going to get some more secret mission cards. And you're going to get, if you got the deluxe edition like I did, you're going to get a sweet holder that'll put both of the games together for you. And you'll get the drones expansion, which enhances the pilots a little bit more by increasing the number of badges they get at the end of the game. The box is pretty nice. It is a little nicer than my original Tiny Epic Galaxies box because it's got the UV whatchamacallit on there. I'm very professional. I know exactly what that's called. And some instructions for the solo variant here inside the box. And of course you have your dice bay as opposed to the dice tray in the first game. So that's just an overview of the components. What does it look like when you play with it? 3-player base game, 3-player expansion game, and bam! All in, 3 players with the new expansion, everything added in, deluxe edition style. This is what Tiny Epic Galaxies looks like. Clearly, no longer tiny. Now, if you missed the Kickstarter and you didn't get an opportunity to get the deluxe edition, all is not lost. To the best of my understanding, all of this is still available through the Board Game Geek website or through Gamelyn Games themselves. So if you wanted to get satellite and super weapons to add that to your base game, and if you wanted to get the drones and add that to your expansion game, Beyond the Black, those are still available. Both of these mats are also both available, and although they're slightly different in color and art, for the most part they match up pretty well. They make it for that your dice roll nice and quiet, which is nice if you're old and curmudgeonly. I don't really care, but I'm sure somebody might. And it gives you some great details on what ships you can buy and sort of just lays it out with a lot of information. Does it take up a lot of table space? Yes, it takes up a lot of table space. Has that ever bothered me? No, it has never bothered me. Do I like this game? Yes, I like this game. Okay, focus, people. I like Beyond the Black primarily because it gives you new options for the time that you spend during Tiny Epic Galaxies. One of the dangers in expanding a game in the Tiny Epic world is that you will overcomplicate it and it's no longer really tiny. and it becomes a little too epic. And while that's fine, people like epic games, the concern is that they come in tiny boxes, so people are not expecting epic things to come out of here. The game still only plays till 21 points, even if you use the Beyond the Black expansion. That's excellent, because it means that the game isn't unnaturally extended as a result of the expansion. What I like is that it gives you so many more options of what to do with your time. In the base game, there's quite a few turns that can happen where you don't have anything to do with your rolls. And while they do give you the ability to use a converter to turn 2 dice, to use 2 dice to turn any third dice into whatever you want, there are times where you're just kind of stuck and you're not sure what to do. With the expansion, that happens a lot less frequently, and there's a lot more things you can do with your time. And it's awesome to be able to have tiny ships that look like the Enterprise, whether it's supposed to or not. It's totally supposed to. And I don't think it's any surprise that this little guy right here is referred to as an Intrepid, because it totally looks like Voyager. So yeah, to be able to get some customized ships and to put some sweet customized pilots on them, and really gives you an opportunity to sort of mix things up a little bit. The learning curve is a little intimidating at first, because it's got some mechanics that are not similar to anything much out there that I can think of at the time, but that's creative, that's good, and I like what they did with it. So that is what I'm spazzing about today, is Tiny Epic Galaxies Beyond the Black from Gamelyn Games. You can get yours again at the Gamelyn Games website, or your friendly local gaming store, which I highly recommend. Let's keep those guys around for a while. And thank you for spending your Saturday with me. I'm Brian Hazard, and I will see you guys on The Geek. Take it easy.